Hello guys, this video is for people who have broken their pelvic bone. I decided to make this video because I broke my pelvic bone and I also had a hairline fracture on the pubic rami superior. Now, the whole experience was not pleasant, but during the time I really was searching for answers. I was reading everything I could find on Google. I was literally scanning YouTube for any answers I could find, but honestly there are not a lot of videos or information on the internet about a pubic bone fracture. So when you need answers, you don't know who to talk to, and this is the reason why I made this video for you. Let me kind of walk you through my experience. I broke my pelvic when I fell from a motorcycle. The first few moments after the accident was terrible because I knew that something was wrong. I could not move my leg. Everything around me was black. Like I was in a lot of pain. I was rushed to a hospital and I was on a wheelchair. I was taken to an x-ray room. The challenge was to get on the x-ray table because it was like really high, and you know, for a normal person to climb on it wouldn't have been a problem, but for me, I was like struggling. So they really had to call 2 or 3 technicians to really pick me up and put me on the x-ray table. After the doctor had seen my x-ray report, he decided to keep me admitted in the hospital for 3 days because he wanted to make sure that I don't have any other internal injuries, maybe, you know, because your gallbladder, your uterus, everything is so close to the pelvic bone area. So he wanted to make sure that there was no internal bleeding and there was no other injuries. And the 3 days in the hospital was not so nice. I don't want to really remember that, but I was on a pain medication for 5 days, and doctor prescribed me vitamin D3, and then I was also prescribed one medication which you guys might want to try. It was called the spark joint. I'm not sure if you can read this, it's really tiny, but it's called the spark joint. Now that was prescribed for 1 month. Amazing medication. It really helped, and I could feel that I was healed. The 3rd day I was able to go home. Again, I mean, you can't really do much. I would just lay on the bed like flat. I couldn't turn, I couldn't twist, I couldn't move. The strict instructions from the doctors were not to move your legs for 22 days. Because if you turn and twist, he said the bone would join, but instead of joining straight, it could join crooked. And then you cannot fix that again. So mine was a non-surgical fracture. But again, now if your fracture is severe and if it needs surgery, now that would be a whole different thing. But for me, it was a non-surgical one. So during those 22 days, I was bored. Out of my mind, I was crazy. I would read books and I would like try to entertain myself. That was when I was looking for answers on how to get better, how to walk again. I was missing out on a lot of things, of course. So the pain level for the first week, even after I came back home, was, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would still say 8. It was quite painful. The moment the painkiller would fade away, the pain would come right back. And if by mistake you moved, like, oh my God. And changing the diapers was the worst part because, like I said, the bedpan did not work for me. So it would leak, it would spill. So I chose diapers. My mom and my caretaker would help me with it. It was very hard because this part was like completely immobile at that time, you know. So to align that under my body was again a challenge. And for the pain that I felt, I used a heat belt, and I would also use an ice pack. Now, other than what doctors had prescribed, my mom would give me a turmeric and honey mixed with milk every night before bed. So for about 2 months, I continuously was taking milk with turmeric and honey. That really helps you. And I also used one massage oil, which you can order it from Amazon. It's called the Care Heal. I'm not sure if you can read this, but this oil is for fracture and inflammation, sprains. So this oil is really good. Twice a day, I think I used, twice a day. So that quickly helps you recover. Now, that was the story of the first 2 weeks. On the 3rd week, when I spoke to my doctor again, he said, I need a physiotherapist now. So I got a really wonderful physiotherapist who would come to my house. She came for 8 days. And so when the first time she moved my legs, both my legs had become really stiff, just because when you lay on the bed for that long, your muscle gets really tight. Even the leg that wasn't broken had gotten quite sore. So, but the one which was broken was a problem, because the moment she tried to lift my leg, oh my God, I screamed, horrific pain. But yeah, slowly but surely she kept trying, and the first thing she tried with me was to make me sit upright. I couldn't sit up for too long. I would have a lot of back pain. It was uncomfortable. I was dizzy, very dizzy the first time I tried to really sit. And first 3 days, that's what I was doing. I was trying to sit on my own. I would at least eat while seated. And after that, she tried making me stand up. So that's when we needed a walker. I don't have a picture of it, but the walker that I used was from a brand called Karma. It was the one with, the tennis balls on the front. So that walker was pretty good. So I learned how to stand on a walker. That was the first thing to do, stand. Please do not try this alone, because the first time when you stand, you're going to be really dizzy, because you've been laying flat for so long. Your body has to really learn slowly. It's like a small baby trying to sit up, walk, stand. It's very frustrating, but yeah. So you will have to have someone with you the first few times you try to walk or stand. And the steps were small, but it was, it was still, a huge progress. So I would walk, I would try. I was very motivated within myself. I knew that I have to just get out of this bed, and there's so many things to do, so many places to see. I just couldn't, how to walk. Now, for me, in my bedroom, I don't have a washroom, so I have to walk out in my hallway. So that was a challenge. That's why, because I was walking so slow, my physiotherapist recommended me, let me show you this thing. So, a toilet seat. Comfort. I kept this in my bedroom. This comes with a bucket, and it's really comfortable. For the first 1 week, I would say, I used this. After that, I was able to walk a lot more faster. But now the challenge was on how to climb the stairs, because now I was just walking on the flat surface. But now I had to learn how to climb the stairs. So I would hold my dad on one side, and then the walker that I had, I would fold it into half, and then with my dad on one side and my walker on the other side, I learned how to climb the stairs, few stairs a day. But yeah, that's how you, that's what you do, few stairs, and then I was able to walk pretty good. After that, I gave up on the walker thing. Then the physiotherapist told me to get a stick, which, the one that I used was this kind. This comes with an adjustable handle for you. Now, technically, the walker, the stick, your wrist has to touch right here. Let me show it to you. Let me quickly. So this is how it's supposed to be. Your wrist line has to be aligned with the handle right here. But remember one thing, nobody told me this before, so I made a mistake of holding the stick on the same side of my injury, which did not help. It made things worse. So you are not supposed to hold the stick on the same side of your fracture. Mine was on the left, so you hold your stick on the opposite side of your fracture, so on the right. So that is that. And other than that, your family, your friends, they play a really important role, because you need a lot of motivation, because every now and then you'll feel frustrated. Because see, these are things that we really take for granted. Walking, standing, sitting. Who thinks of these things? It's just natural. But during these times when you're not able to do simple things, that's when you realize, oh my God, that's how you panic. But your family, your friends, their support, your own will is very, very important. After the 3rd week, when I was able to walk, I went to my doctor again after the x-ray, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but that crack had joined, the pubic rami had joined, and the doctor said, you are good to go. Your bone has healed about 90%. I was like, wow. So, but just because your bone healed does not mean you won't have problems with moving, and there's still a lot of restrictions. There's still a lot of things you cannot do right away. I couldn't bend too low. I couldn't still do a lot of things. It was restricted movement. It took almost 6 months to completely heal. Even now I can move, I can walk, I can pretty much do everything. But the place I'm from, it gets cold here. Now, once it starts snowing and it gets cold, I noticed the pain comes back. But I guess I'll have to live with it, because what you were before the accident, I don't think you can come back 100% like how you were before. But yeah, I still have pain, so I try to keep this area very warm. Other than that, everything is okay. So I would like to wish you guys a speedy recovery. I hope you guys get better. Any questions you might have, please feel free to comment below. I'll try to answer.